Yeah.
Yep. We'll wait for a couple more people to come in. They cannot hear you, bro. Come here. Ricky, you use my speaker. Yes. Because that's my speaker that you call. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah, all right. You, man. Okay, I guess we'll just wait for everybody to join in first.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab my AirPods then.
Join into the premium Discord channel. I'll just wait till he jumps into the Zoom. I'm in Zoom. Yeah. How many people do we got? We got 53 people? Okay, awesome. Awesome. So, how's everybody doing today? How was your day? Are you guys enjoying all of this?
Yeah, but it's sick.
All right, awesome. Perfect. I can see what you guys are typing now. Sorry, it's been a while since I've used Zoom. But we got Zoom calls though. I think those Zoom calls are fire. How many people? We got 57 people. Should we give people a couple more minutes before they jump on? And then after that, it's just gonna quickly explain to you guys the 10K challenge. It's not necessarily the 10K challenge, but it's more of like, we did a challenge back in October where me and a couple of my friends, we started off with 10K. I didn't, but they did. And we basically just showed our ups and downs and see the best that we could do. So there's no real, like, the only thing you're doing is just for your own self. I feel like when you do this challenge, it kind of like helps you be more disciplined, especially when you have to share your information with people, your trades. It keeps you a bit more aware. You're more alert. So I think it's a good thing for people to learn how to be disciplined. That's the purpose of the challenge. And to see like where you make your mistakes, journal it. So I feel it's a good thing. If anybody wants to do it, anybody's allowed to do it. You know, only thing is it's going to be a lot of work for me personally. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna create a channel that says challenge. It's not gonna say 10K challenge specifically. So the way it works is, and you guys are allowed to start with any amount. We'll pick a date, maybe next week sometime, or like in 2 weeks from now when everybody's ready. I'll probably do this again, go over it, or maybe even next week, Monday. You guys can start off with any amount. Just let me know, DM me about the challenge and let me know you want to participate in it. You can start off with 1K, you can start off with 500, you can start off with 5K, you can start off with 10K, you can start off with whatever amount you want. Thing is, you have to post your balance every day before market opens and also after market closes. There'll be a specific format that you'd have to use to basically, you know, it's going to be a format like when you got into your trade, what trade was it? It's going to be very simple and easy. Here's the thing though. I'm going to let anybody that wants to do it, do it. It's great. You know, it will show, I just think it's awesome for everybody to do it. Just try it for yourselves, especially. Here's the thing though. I'm going to give everybody a chance to do it, but you have to follow the criteria and the rules. If you guys don't post your balance at the end of the day or in the start of the day, I'm just going to go there and delete your channel. I'm not going to ask you to post. I'm not going to babysit you. I'm not going to any of that. It's up to you. If you want to do it, it's on you. So it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. Some of you were here before when we did the 10K challenge. We had Ryan actually is his name. Sorry. Ravida Money is his name in Discord. He actually started with $100. It wasn't $1,000. It actually started with $100 and he took it up to $2,700. And he's awesome. He's a 20-year-old kid. You know, I pushed him to start trading and he does awesome. You guys should follow him in his Instagram. I think he's going to do some big things one day. But anyway, so it's pretty straightforward. All you do is you can start off with any amount you want, 1K, 5K, 10K, 15K. It's up to you. Start with any amount you want. And it's basically share your trades, whatever trade you got into, whatever trade you got out of. I personally will also be doing a challenge. I'm going to be taking 50K. And my goal is to see how far I can take that account. Maybe I'll blow it. Maybe I'll lose it. Maybe I'll take it to $500,000, $1 million. So it's going to be the process. I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to show you every trade I take. Here's one thing though. my way of trading with that 50K is going to be very different from the way you guys trade. So one thing is not, when you see somebody doing this challenge, it's not to follow them, but learn from them maybe. So like if I do things, I might be super aggressive. I might go all in on the trade. So I don't recommend anybody to do that, but I want to be able to see how far I can grow this account. It's not a competition between any of us at all. It's just for you to be able to just share your experience, and we'll share with the rest of the members and see who does great. And at the end of the year, if somebody has the highest percentage gain, we'll figure it out. You know, it's at the end of the day, we're here to support each other and just do this. So that's kind of what the 10K challenge is going to be, or any challenge. That's what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I know a lot of you guys have been asking about it. Ricky's done really great. The cool guy is Ricky. Yes, not Ricky, Dr. Rickster, but he's done great. If you guys notice, he took like 260,000. They turned to $500,000. I'm proud of you. That was awesome. Tanuj, sure. You have a question? Yeah, if you guys have questions, you can go ahead, ask. What does that mean? $1,000 we chase. I'm not sure what that means. No, it's not a challenge for you guys to make a certain amount. So this is how it's going to be. Let's say we start next week. What's the date next week? Anybody know what the date next week Monday is? I think it's...
Who cares?
It's the 15th. So we'll start it right after Valentine's Day. And we'll give ourselves 3 months. So from February 15th, March, April, May, till May 15th, we'll see what we're able to do in that 3 months. This can be separate from your own personal portfolio. This is just like your own separate, you know, just to challenge yourself. I feel like it teaches you a lot about yourself, and it shows you where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are, especially if you journal it. That's it. It's pretty straightforward. So we'll do it for 3 months. We'll start next Monday, and we'll see how it goes. Anybody that wants to do it, just message me. I will make your own separate channel for you guys. But if anybody does not post their balance at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, I am just going to delete your channel. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy. It's a lot of work for me to go through every channel every night to make sure you guys actually did it. So yeah, that's it. Do you guys have any other questions? I was thinking of starting on Monday. So we can start on Monday. I think that's a good date. If you guys need more time, if I see a lot of people that say they want more time, maybe have a separate account. Yes. March might be a bit far. I don't want to take that long to start then, but okay, 2 weeks. How about 2 weeks? If you guys are serious about it, in 2 weeks, you should have your account funded and ready to go. So it's the 15th. We'll give it one more week. We'll go till the 21st, I think it is. So 22nd. We can start on the 22nd. That gives everybody enough time. Yeah, 2 weeks is more than enough. I think in 2 weeks, you should have your accounts ready. You can fund it. If you want to have a separate account, it's up to you guys. However you want to do it, you know? So I think it'll be fun. It'll be good. It'll teach you something about yourself. I think when you post stuff out in public, it keeps you not only disciplined, but I guess accountable. So let's see. Yeah, there you go, Raji. So yeah, so everybody has to keep track of it themselves. So 22nd, we'll start this challenge, and we'll do it for 3 months till May 22nd. And let's see how it goes. I had a couple of my friends, like, you know, it was crazy. Jazz went from like 10,000 to 3,000. Then she came back to 8,000. I had Ricky that went from like 10,000 to like 17,000. Love took it from like 10 down to like 4, and then he brought it back and he doubled his account. So it's a lot, you know. So I mean, it's not a lot. It's just anything can happen, and there's no reason to be like scared. I think everybody should start participating in things like this, because somebody might see your trade and they might not have thought about that trade. So it kind of helps each other. Yes, I'll be posting my trades too. What I do separately with the 50K will be a separate channel for me as well. It's not going to be part of the premium alerts or anything that me, Ricky, or Love post. This is going to be completely separate. It's going to be a separate channel for everybody that wants to participate. If I forget to post my balance one day, I'm going to delete myself too. So yeah, it's just that's the rule, because I don't want to go there every day to check who's doing or not. When I see that white, it's lit, that means you guys all posted. If I don't see it, that means you guys didn't post. It will be anything. It'll be anything. Literally, it can be, yeah, we can make a separate account. I think that's the best way to do it. We'll make a separate account and we'll just go from there. Yeah, bouncer. We got 2 bouncers. Actually, we have 3 bouncers. So bouncers can do that for me. That's a great idea. Thank you for that. So bouncers will make sure, like, if your work is not done, yeah, it's getting kicked out. Yes, thank you for that. That helps me. Okay, so yes, you can, Beanie. You can open a separate account. If you guys are going to trade penny stocks, you need an OTC to trade OTC over the counter stocks. Then you need to basically open a margin account, because you can't trade out of a TFSA. If you guys are from the States, you cannot trade out of a Robinhood. You cannot trade out of Webull OTC stocks. So I'm probably going to play a lot of them. So yeah, if you want to be able to follow along or follow anybody else along, I would suggest opening the right account. I think it's pretty straightforward. Most of you guys obviously already have accounts because you guys all trade. I'm sure that's why you guys signed up. Unless some of you guys just sit there and just like watching us, like that's fine too. But yeah. I didn't, Oscar, CTZ funds, I don't know what that means. Yes, love is definitely entertaining. If you guys know, love is joke. Everybody's jokes. We love you guys all. So yeah, you can do whatever regularly you do. There's no limitations. Like you just have it separate. It makes it up with it. It keeps it easier for you mentally to be able to like separate it. It's not with your regular account. Right. So Oscar, yeah. So you can't trade over the counter stocks like penny stocks. Like, some of you guys want to trade Zome today. So Zome is a Canadian company. It trades on the TSX I forgot which one it is. I'm sure one of you guys know it, but you cannot trade that on Robinhood or Webull, because in the States it's listed on the OTC market, and OTC stocks, you cannot buy them in Webull or Robinhood. You need to have a E-Trade or Thinkorswim. Those are the best brokers in the States, or Interactive Brokers. So yeah, you just have to open a different account. Yeah, that's it. Furkan, you got it right there. Simple. It's you showing what you're doing every trade, updating balance, start and end of the day. You don't have to put the amount of shares you guys buy. If you want to, you can. So, but if you don't want to, you don't need to. Just give your entry price and that's it. You got in at this price, and this is where you got out at, and this is what percentage you made. And that's it. Any other questions? It's pretty straightforward. We'll start it. Hopefully everybody can join, or whoever wants to join. And yeah, I think we'll have fun with it. My personal goal is to take the 50K and turn it to $1 million. I've been able to do it before, so I think I can do it again. So I'll share it with you guys. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I might blow my account, so don't hold me to it. But I will be super aggressive. Yeah, it'll be fun. All right, you guys can put me back on mute.
Okay, guys. Love's gonna do the session now, and just very quickly, Love, make sure you click the record. Don't forget. I did forget last time. Fucked on. All right.
I think Summit's recording it for me, bro.
Yeah, it's on record right now. You can see the little red dot on the top left there.
Cool. All right, so everyone's in. Everyone's ready to go.
Let's do it.
Okay, so I just want to go over a couple of things before we go into charts and stuff. So obviously, wait 1 second. Host disabled participant screen sharing. Uh-oh. Yo, Summit is not letting me share my screen.
Okay, I'll help you with it. If you go on your are you using app? Oh, you're using Windows, right?
No, MacBook.
Mac. Okay, if you go in your system preferences at the top.
Goddamn, Love didn't follow the memo.
Okay.
I thought you guys did this before.
No, I did do this. It's all set up on my side. It just says the host has. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
All right.
All right. Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yep, nice big.
Okay. 1 second. I'm just gonna open the chat here. Okay. All right. So we're all good.
Yep, good to go, bro.
Okay. So
There's one last thing, Love. If you want, can you grab that chat box onto your charts, like to the right or something, so people, when the recording is done, they can see the chat as well. Then
okay. It's good over here.
it's up to you. It's up to you.
No problem. Okay, so just one thing I wanted to go over first of all is like obviously we've done a bunch of these charting sessions. You guys have understood a couple of patterns here and there, you know. And I still keep getting the same names and I keep getting the same people sending 10 names and stuff. So I just want to show you guys how to find stocks the easy way. So first you want to go on this finwiz.com. I know people have gone over it again, but I feel like none of you guys are even using this. It's very valuable. It's free. You go to finwiz.com here, and then you go to this screener right here. Then you can click all right here. And even if you don't want to like, this seems like too much for you, I like to fill in some of this stuff, but just for looking at chart patterns, you can just go here where it says chart patterns. You click it, and like say you like trading wedge, or like your last couple wedge trades have been successful for you. So you just go here and you can click wedge. And then what happens is it shows all the wedges in the market right now. Then you click right here where it says charts, and you can literally see all the charts that have wedges. Like you can see this Airbus had a wedge that just broke out. You had an ACU that just had a bull flag that just broke out. Adobe, I posted this in the group the other day, and this one just broke out. Just like, for example, you see this Amazon's getting tight, whatever. If you like, say you like channels, so a little channel. Click the strong one. Yeah, like look at this blue. Like, would you guys ever have found this chart if you weren't on Finwiz? It's like perfect. Look at this perfect channel right here. It's huge breakout. CHD, huge breakout. So just go on Finwiz after this and just start playing with these things, because I use this a lot in my charting personally, because I can't go through 10,000 companies and look through them, right? So this one just cuts a lot of time off my research. And yeah, if you're looking to go bearish, you can click head and shoulders. It shows you all these patterns. You see this? And you can even learn off these patterns. So what I'm saying is, like, say you want to go bearish on a name and you're looking for head and shoulders. You type in head and shoulders up here, right here on the pattern. You come down, you start studying these charts because it shows you how stocks react. Remember I told you guys, look at this. This is a perfect left shoulder, perfect head, perfect right shoulder. So everyone thinks it's going to go down, right? The market decides to hold this trend line right here. So this is how a lot of head and shoulders react right now, because a lot of people are watching for head and shoulders. So when a lot of people are hoping a move goes one way, it usually goes the other way. So it went down and it rejected the neckline on the head and shoulders and it bounced. So what I'm expecting here is, you see how it's holding at this resistance? I have no idea what this stock is. I'm just reading the chart, completely just chart. I have no idea what Generation Bio is at all. And you see how it's like right at the previous resistance right here? So if it takes out this resistance with volume, I'd be bullish on this chart. But if it rejects this resistance, you can go short, and there's a good chance it'll break the neckline the next time it gets down there, because it is a bearish chart. So that's just how like I study a lot. It cuts down a lot of my research time. And yeah, so that's all I wanted to do on Finwiz. Then I'm gonna go over one of my SPY charts. So this is why I was scalping SPY this morning. So when I'm scalping SPY, I always have 15-minute and 5-minute SPY charts open. I don't even look at the 1 minute. I actually laugh at Raji and them when they use the 1 minute chart because I don't really, it's just too much noise. And yeah, so SPY, what happened today was we got this massive gap up. The first thing I seen on the gap up, everyone's getting excited. And the first thing I'm seeing is I'm looking the other way because people are way too excited. So I look at the 15-minute RSI, it's at 66.67. 70 means it's overbought. So we're only 3 points off overbought. So what is the odds that this gap up is going to keep ripping up? We gapped up on almost no news at all. I mean, whatever Jerome Powell said yesterday was already known. Everyone already knew it. We've been on a crazy tear. RSI was almost overbought, so I'll just show you the daily right now. So before the market, I always look at the daily charts for all the indexes. Look at this. We dumped down to 368.27 on January 29th, and we've been straight up in a line on SPY with no real news, nothing really happening at all. And we went from 368.27, and today we were at 392.28. So within 2 weeks, we jumped 30 points in an index, which is massive. So we can go straight up. You see this? It's a gap up, another gap up, another gap up, and we just gapped up. And then yesterday we had this sort of weird day that was kind of inside. Today I was expecting a pullback because we're too far off the moving average. So what happened was I opened up the 15-minute, like I told you, the RSI was almost overbought. As you can see, it's like so close to being overbought. Then I opened up the 5-minute. And I seen on the 5-minute, we are overbought. So we're 70.71. So right away, I knew I will not go long the SPY today. I wasn't necessarily going to go short because the 15-minute wasn't overbought yet. So I waited for a bit. And then when it started cooling off, I think I jumped in SPY puts right here. And it was pulling back. And this candle right here kind of scared me because we bounced off the moving average. If you guys can see this candle right here. And what we got today was obviously was an anomaly. Like on any normal day, I would have probably covered it on this candle right here. But I seen this huge volume come in. Look at this volume bar right here. So when everyone is selling and no one is buying, it's going to dump quick. And as you see, it dumped all the way down here. And we got a big gain right in the morning. Then we kind of just came back and we kind of based out. And it's just like, so what the stock market tends to do is it overreacts in one direction and then it overreacts in the other direction. And then it kind of just comes back to an equilibrium. SPY always wants to be in like, it wants to be maintained. It doesn't want to be like overextended in either direction. And yeah, so that's all I was looking at for the really SPY scalps. And then we hit the SPY scalp at the end of the day. This one's a little more confusing because I was using the stochastics and the RSI. You can see here, we were running overbought at the end of the day as well. We were at 68.69. So even right here, I think I took my SPY puts here because I waited for this flag because the moving averages were with it. We popped up a little bit and then the buyers dried up and people started selling. So this is where I jumped in my SPY puts at the end of the day right here because I had a high conviction because we were almost oversold again. We were at 67 on RSI, 70 is overbought again. And then we had the slow stochastic. So I was watching the stochastic all day. You see right here when the stochastics got over that level right there on the bottom. I was watching that and I was watching it and I zoomed out. And every time I got over 100, there was a pullback. So you see, even when it gets up to this preset mark on the stochastics. These are very confusing to use. I don't recommend you guys look at them right now. Just go off RSI because it's almost the same thing. And then I took that put and we nailed the end of the day too. And obviously, like I told you, it overreacted to the downside and then it overreacted to the upside. So tomorrow we're just looking for a calm day. I just want something like sideways or even a little bit down. Because if we rip tomorrow, then the pullback's going to be nasty next time. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to go over on the SPY scalp. Hope that helped. Okay, and the next thing I wanted to go over is this Tilray. So I don't think you guys understand what's going on here. It's almost the exact same thing as GME. So what happened was, I don't know if it was 2 days ago or 1 day ago, the highest call option. Just give me a 1 second, cool guy Ricky. I'll take your questions right after this. So on Tilray, what is happening is yesterday when I was looking at Interactive Brokers, because I wanted higher strikes for my Tilray, there was only $42 call options on Tilray. That was the highest strike there is. So what happened is when the market makers release these options, like say you want to buy a $50 Tilray option, and say you make money on it. When you make money on something, someone's losing money on something. So basically the market maker is going to lose money on that $50 Tilray option if you buy it and it goes in the money. So what the market makers have to do whenever they write a call option, they have to buy the underlying stock to hedge. So meaning there's only $42 strikes. Today they released way higher strikes on Tilray. When they wrote those options, they have to buy the underlying option. So all I'm saying right here is everyone's talking about Wall Street bets is on Tilray, Wall Street bets on Tilray. This amount of money and volume that's coming into Tilray, this is not Wall Street bets. This is billions and billions of dollars. This is not people's $2,000 stimulus checks. So what happened was institutions like hedge funds, they actually learned from the GME squeeze. And in my opinion, hedge funds started buying Tilray today because they want to squeeze the market maker out of more money, and then the market maker has to buy underlying stock, and that's what a gamma squeeze is. So that's basically what's going on with Tilray. And then just the last thing I want to go over. All right, Ricky, what did you ask? Hangman candle. It could be a hangman candle, but if you look at Tilray after hours, it's definitely not a reversal candle. It's going to keep squeezing. I don't know if it'll be another day. I don't know if it'll be another 2 hours, but right now it looks like it's squeezing right into the open tomorrow. Price target for Tilray, anyone can guess. Last time it did this, it went up to 300. So and I was trading it that day. I actually shorted it from 290 down to 200 or something, and I was so happy because I got 90 points, and it went all the way down. Okay, so yeah, just Tilray, just like GME, man. It's so when a gamma squeeze happens, is there's lots of big money at play here, guys. Like your accounts, my accounts, T's account, they're nothing compared to who's playing Tilray right now. In my opinion, all this volume that's coming in, this is way too much volume to be retail. This is all hedge funds and professionals. And obviously like a couple bucks from us. UVXY calls. So I personally do not play UVXY. I like the VIX, and I'm working on a strategy for you guys right now that I've almost figured out. And I just want you guys to Google this guy. His name is 50 Cent Trader. He actually does this VIX strategy where he buys way out of the money VIX calls every single month. And he only needs to hit them once a year, and he'll be up like millions and millions of dollars. Yeah, it's part FOMO. It's mostly the gamma squeeze thing though. The gamma squeeze where, so they have to write more higher option strikes and therefore they have to buy more underlying stock. All right, so moving on. Let's go over a couple of our, so what happens, these charting sessions are supposed to be like really, they are really helpful. So last week, I don't remember who did it. I'm sorry, I have a bad memory with that kind of stuff. But someone brought me this GSAT in the last trading session. I looked at it once. I seen this clear support. I seen the wedge forming, and we called it out in the group at the break of the wedge, which was I think it was 110 I got in. So we bought this GSAT at 110, and now look at it. Like it went from 110, it went to almost $3 today. It's almost 300% on equity in 4 days. And yeah, now everyone that's in, because a lot of the stocks that me and Ricky and T and a bunch of other people in the group, there's a bunch of killers in this group, by the way. So a lot of us have these stocks that have run up like crazy and they're in blue sky breakout mode, meaning there's no resistance on top. So everyone's asking me, what do we do? What do we do? Oh, this one has, I guess. Not bad. Yeah, so GSAT does have a prior resistance at $3. And then the next resistance on this one's at 356 or 360. So basically right now, these ones have just run up so much. It's almost impossible to add up here. If you're adding up here, just, just quit trading completely, because I tell you guys every week, when a stock gets way too far from the moving averages, whether you use 821 moving average, 1226 moving average, 510, whatever moving average you want to use, when a stock gets too far away from the moving average, you don't want to be buying up there. You want to be taking profits up here. So right now, for GSAT to be healthy, you want it to pull back a little bit like this, and you want the moving average to catch up. Either it goes sideways or a little bit down like this, and you want this moving average to come and meet it here. Because if it pulls back fast and hard, then the moving average is not going to be able to support. So basically on these blue sky breakout names, I would have taken profits today, because I would have looked at this daily chart and I would have seen how far away it is from the moving average. I mean, the stock is at $3 and the moving average is at 157. That's almost a double. So 100% away. And I would never, ever, ever buy a stock that's double the price away from the moving average. I'd be taking profits up here. And honestly, my strategy, I can tell you my strategy. I don't know if it'll work for you, but for my strategy, I would have taken off half today and I would have waited for it to come in. If it came in healthy and the moving average was coming, I'd add that half back and average out. That's just my personal strategy. It won't work for everyone. Okay. And then another one that we called out, UAVS. Yeah, so again, someone else brought this for me.
Yeah, I thought you didn't like.
What, sorry? Okay. Yeah, cool guy Ricky, I think, brought this one up. So we just had this beautiful bull flag is pulling back. So like I told you, like when a bull flag forms, I don't want it to pull back this much. But the name is obviously drones. It has the market is shifting into futuristic names. If you look at EH or if you look at some of these futuristic companies, a lot of money is going towards those. Yeah, it's a good job taking some profits in UAVS today. I told you guys $15 I'd take some profits. I got kind of greedy. I didn't even take anything off. But the reason I didn't take anything off is because it still looks kind of healthy to me. It's not like you just seen GSAT was a double, like it was at $3 and the moving average is at $1.57. This one, it went up to 1768 today and the moving average is at $13. So it is a little bit far off. I do think it pulls back. Obviously, I don't think it pulls back as much as GSAT. And yeah, this one's just that blue sky breakout mode too. Same thing. Take your profits. What is this? How long has this been a company? Yeah, so our next resistance isn't until 21 on this one. So I'm just going to hold the equity. Might take a little bit of profits if we get one more big pop. But I'm just holding for now and I'll look to re-add on the moving averages. You can see it's just holding this moving average. On the whole ride up, the 21-day moving average has always been underneath it, which I'd love to see. It peaked under there right here, which is probably a scary moment. But for the rest of the run up, it's been holding the whole 21-day moving average all the way up. And that's all I really wanted to say, I think. Yeah, now I'll just go into, oh yeah, so one more thing. Like everyone's asking in the group, when do you sell your lottos? When do you sell this? When do you sell that? So all my long-term positions, all my equity positions, I will be selling pieces and adding. I'll try to put it in the group. But if I completely get out of a position, I will post it in the premium alerts. The lottos, I trade a lot. So I take a lot of positions. I'm in and out really quick on a lot of them. Lottos is all up to you. So you guys have to sit down by yourself and decide like how much money you're happy with in a day. After you hit that mark, you have to be able to walk away. You can't get greedy. You have to know how much you want to make in a week, how much you want to make in a month, and just make your own plans basically. So if a Neo, like the Neo 65 Lotto goes to 166%, like for most of you guys, 166% is more than enough. It's more than you could dream of on a trade in a couple hours. But you guys sit in the trade being greedy, thinking, oh, like what if it goes to 200%? What if it goes to 300%? Don't be like that. Just for example, me, if I call out a call and it's $5, it's 5.00 each call. Some of you guys will only be buying one or two, while I'll be buying 50 or 100. So if that stock goes up 25, 50%, I'll take off like half my lottos. When if you guys have one contract, you can't take off one contract, or you're closing the position basically. So just have a number in mind, get out there, close that trade. Don't look at it ever again. Just close it for the rest of the day and forget about it.
Do you put stop loss for Lotto or no?
Lottos,
what
I expect
percentage?
0 always.
Okay.
Yeah, so I take a position that I'm comfortable with going to 0. And obviously that number is going to be a lot different from account to account. Stop losses with options. So I do take stop losses on longer term options usually, but usually, so what I've changed in my own personal trading, I don't even take long-term options unless I'm very confident in the company. So like you guys see, like ZNTE, I took July's. I took that because I really believe in the company. If they actually merge with Lilium, it will be huge in my opinion. Just like based on this one, like I told you, everyone's shifting into futuristic stuff in the market. They're putting their money into futuristic stuff. This EH right here, this is like Uber with airplanes. Like that's so futuristic. And look at the stock. It went from 20 bucks. I actually bought this one from 15. I still have equity from $15. And look at this thing. It just ran straight up in a line all the way to 100 bucks. You think I was selling stock at 100 bucks after it ran up from 15 to 100? I'm holding this for the rest of my life. If anything, I'll add to it. So it's just like you have to see where the market is shifting and just adjust to that kind of thing. Let's just jump into some charts now. So yeah, any long-term options, I usually, what I went over on the last charging session, if I take a long-term option and I'm not really like super confident or there's a catalyst or something happening, what I will do is, let's give me an example. Let's see, Uber. Okay, so for Uber, for example, so I seen this channel forming on Uber, right? It held this private, I actually took this call and I stopped out. So I had Uber, I bought it in December. I took the $60 calls for March, I remember. And it held the support here. So I bought my options here. It went up, it rejected the resistance, it came back down, and then it ripped through. So what happened, my options were up huge, right? I didn't take any profits because I was confident. I was like, it's Uber, like what could happen to Uber? Uber came down. It took out my stop loss right here, which was the support that I had drawn out where I bought it. And this day I got shaken out. This will happen to everyone. You will get screwed with stop losses sometimes, but you will get screwed much worse if you don't have a stop loss sometimes. So I got stopped out on this day. I don't even think I lost that much. The options had premium in them and stuff, so I didn't lose that much. And then I got stopped out. I'll just set an alert. So you see how I have the support drawn out on the chart here? I'll go here, I'll right click, I'll go add alert. And then I'll just put an alert here and create it. And then TradingView will tell me when it hits my alert. I'll switch to my broker, say for example, it's Questrade, and I'll hit sell. And I'm very disciplined. I know, like, I don't really care about one trade. I treat my account as a whole. So if I'm wrong a lot. Recently I haven't been, but I am wrong a lot. So when I see something taking out my support or something, I'll cut it and I won't even look at it again. I'm looking at Uber chart for the first time since I got that option. Look, if I stayed in, sure, it did this. Sure, I would have made money. But that one time that you decide not to use a stop loss, this can happen. And I've been there. Trust me, I've done all this stuff. So I've learned by experience. I'm not just saying some random stuff. Okay, so I seen someone put, yeah, short-term options are super hard, man. Like, I don't even know how someone would do it. I just expect 0 on all my short-term options. That's why I take smaller size on short-term. And that's why you guys don't see me post a lot of gains from my short-term stuff, because I don't even take real size in them. Maybe take like 20, 25K. Whereas like my larger positions, I'll put in like a lot more. Let's just say that. Here we go. All right, let's go ZNTE. You guys just slow down with the chart requests. I will go over everything. Or not everything, we'll see. I'm tired. Yeah, so ZNTE, there's not really much to chart here. It's just holding the moving average all the way up. Obviously, I told you guys this is a spec play. So if this company doesn't merge with Lilium, all my money's probably gonna go way down because I'm in a lot of calls and a lot of stock. All I do know is that $10 is a floor here. So this is a SPAC play. Like I told you guys, $10, they don't go below $10. Even if they do, they rip right back up. If you buy one of these SPACs under $10, you're getting the stock for free. There's nothing really to see on the chart. We're just waiting for the merger news. Obviously the chart is looking nice. And if they do merge with Lilium, I do expect a huge move. I'm not going to tell you what price I'm looking at, but yeah, you'll see it when they do announce the merger news, if they do. We got BLDP. Okay, so the chart looks very nice. So it's parabolic, man. Like, so right now, if you're looking at charts, a lot of stuff's just going to be straight up in a line like this. Like, this is not where you want to be buying stocks up here. This is where you want to be playing short-term options or something just to like catch the momentum move and run away. So right now, it did pull back a lot today. It did stop right at the 21-day moving average, which I like. But the thing I don't like is this volume right here. You see this massive amount of selling volume? So on this one right here, don't really see anything. If I was to buy this one, I would have bought this one back here. This is why you guys need to be charting every day, because you'll miss opportunities like this if you're not charting. This is where you wanted to buy BLDP through the break of this. All right, so now it's just gone completely parabolic. If you're still in the trade, I would use the 21-day as a stop loss. I just don't really like the huge bear volume today. It's the same thing as this. Look, the last time it had bear volume this much, almost the exact same amount of bear volume. It showed it was out of steam and it pulled back for 3 days straight. Obviously it rebounded after that, but I mean, if you were buying here at 48, 42, it pulled all the way back $10, so could expect a little move. If it holds a 21 day, it could go back up. FSAC, same thing. Just another SPAC. You can't really chart SPACs too much. It's just, you have the $10 floor, you have the rumor run up. Once they announce the merger, it runs up some more. And then once the merger actually happens, they dump. So you want to be, so this is all like probabilities. They usually do this. Obviously there's exceptions. So FSAC, I'm just waiting for the merger news and then we'll have one more run up and then I'll probably take some profits. Just for example, I'll show you on SPACs. This was Ricky's call out. Like, look at this. None of this chart matters. The SPAC started at $10. It just kind of grinded sideways. It started getting a rumor of who it was going to merge with here. So it just slowly grinded higher. Today they announced the merger and look at this candle. It went up 42% today. Clover. Clover, same thing. Like, there's nothing on these charts, man. They're just parabolic. Look how far away from the moving average is. Now, when something's parabolic and I say it's far away from the moving average, it can always run up a few more days or like another day or another couple of hours, but they will pull back and the moving averages will catch up. Nothing just goes straight up in the stock market. Other than that, there's nothing really to see on this chart. ACIC. Like, what do you want me to say on this one? It's the exact same thing. It's another SPAC. It started at $10. It just kind of grinded higher. It got a rumor of who it's merging with here. Started grinding higher, and then they announced the merger. I'm guessing. I have no idea what this company is. I'm guessing they announced the merger today, and that's why it's up 22%. SNDL. It's the same thing, guys. Come on. Look, this on the last charting session, we drew out this big wedge right here. I think T and them called it out. Look at this. This chart is actually very perfect. So we drove out the wedge because we were ready. We were charting before, right? You buy the break of the wedge here at 50 cents. It pulls back and it perfectly holds our wedge as support. You see this right here? This is picture perfect charting. This should be in a textbook right here.
Textbook.
Look at this. Broke out of the wedge, pulled back, retested our wedge. And look at it today. Insane. This is exactly what you want to see. But at the same time today, look at this. It's up 79%. The moving average is at 160 and the stock's at $3. It's the same thing as G said. It's just everything's just way too extended to start new positions here, in my opinion. You guys can do whatever the hell you want.
I don't think you saw it after hours. It's already at 350.
So it's Distillery. I didn't even know these penny stocks had after hours. Interesting.
They're not in penny stocks. They used to trade the NASDAQ. They IPO'd. Like, if you go to the monthly chart, look at that.
What the hell is that? No, it's good. I'm glad you guys made money and stuff, but like, obviously, man, the last thing you want to do is start buying stocks when they're this extended. And I'm sure you would agree with that. Just move on. Becky, this is the one that we took today. You see how it's not 20 points off the moving average? These are the types of setups I like. Thank you. So we're just looking for me. I think me, Ricky, T, all of us jumped in here today. I didn't even look at the chart. I just heard some good stuff about the company. And the same thing with Ocul. I heard they were doing an investor conference this weekend, so I wanted to be in just in case they had like good news. So this one is big bull flag, just ripped higher, going sideways. It probably looks better on the weekly. Yeah, you see this just huge rip up. This is a perfect textbook bull flag right here. It did reject off the top right here, as I see it. But this one I'm really bullish on. There's big bull volume as well. So I'm just waiting for this break of this wedge with bull volume and probably be an add on this one. But yeah, this is almost a perfect chart. It reminds me of this one. See this? Straight bull flag up, consolidation sideways, kept tapping the resistance until it finally broke. And then obviously Raji and these guys got a big time winner on this one. Same thing with Amazon, I think. Oh, no, Amazon's rejecting. Amazon actually looks really nice today. If I was watching it today, I probably would have taken a position in Amazon. It's just retesting the support, just like I showed you guys on SNDL. You see how it broke out of the wedge, came back, touched the resistance, retested it, and now it's probably going to grind higher if the market holds up. The exact same thing here. Broke out of the wedge, came back, retested it, and then slowly grinded higher and just ripped. We have next. REI. This one I called out. I just seen it on the, so the quant alert spot we have set up is actually really, really nice. I wanted to go over this too, because the first 4 or 5 days, I didn't even look at it. And then I think the third day, I looked through all the alerts and I seen the success rate and I started looking into it a little bit. It has a lot to do with volume and a lot to do with flow. So whenever it gets like a stock gets a lot of volume, the quant alerts will pick it up and it'll send it. What do you say, mom? Yeah, so you've seen this one rip up on huge volume here. I took short-term options just based on this big volume right here. And right now what it's doing is it's going sideways and letting the moving average catch up before it rips higher, in my opinion. There's something going on with this company. I've seen a lot of sweeps and a lot of people buying it. So I took a shot with some lottos. Let's see what happens. This guy just sent 10 charts, bro. PLTR I'll do. All right. Yeah, PLTR bull flag, not bad. This was the buy on PLTR in my opinion. See this big bull flag, big move up, consolidated back, touched the moving average perfectly. This would have been a perfect entry right here. And then started ripping up, ripped the flag, and now it's just consolidating. Moving averages caught up, everything looks good. Not too much bear volume, no one's selling this one really. And then we have earnings coming up. So yeah, it might run into earnings on Feb 16 if the market holds up. ELOX. Okay, this one looks decent. I don't really see an entry here at all though. There's no like clear, there's a lot better charts than this to trade right now. This is probably where I would have entered on this one, Drian. Very clear channel that broke out. See, so right now you can even see at the charts I'm looking at, the market is really extended. It's not going to be easy to find many companies that are like good setup on chart. You can just see this very clear channel. Reject off resistance, bounce off support, reject off resistance, just keeps going over and over again until one day it finally breaks out of the pattern with this massive volume right here. So this massive volume came in and now it's just kind of digesting that move. You just got to wait. I mean, if you really like the company, you do your research and stuff, I would be looking at 450 for an entry. But that's all I really see. Other than that, it's kind of just like sideways chart. Kind of reminds me of the CRM where it exploded off the earnings on huge volume, just kind of going sideways, trying to figure out what to do. It was just dead money. So since the CRM earnings from August 26th, it's been dead money. ZM, I'll do ZM. Yeah, so ZM we have, I already have all this stuff drawn out. So this is just the demand area where people are buying. And then we just had this huge run up. It gave it all back, filled the gap down. As you can see right here. Just by the way, in the market, 70% of gaps are filled. Just keep that in the back of your mind. So any gap you see, there's a 70, I think it's 70, might even be higher. But yeah, it came all the way back down, filled the gap, and now it's ripping again. Because I think the president or someone announced that it was stay at home. Everyone's staying at home to work or something. So we broke out of the wedge, came back down into the demand area. Everyone started buying here. And then we see it's just ripping. There's not really anything to say here. I'd say resistance is way up here though. This one has a lot of room to run. Just do this. So this is what I see as the supply area. So this is the resistance. It'd be around 471 to 485. Other than that, it looks clean. It broke this resistance. It's good to go. If the market holds up, this one can go. OCGN. Yeah, just a big gap, huge bull volume. And now again, it's just pulling back, letting the moving averages catch up. Everything wants to stay in equilibrium, remember that. So sometimes you have an overreaction, it comes back down and maintains equilibrium. So we're just waiting for this one to consolidate a little bit more so the moving averages can come up, and then we want to see big volume coming in. So another thing I like to see on both legs and why I like trading them so much is I want to see reduced volume. So when the big move happens up, I want to see when they start selling or taking profits, I want to see this one slowly come down like this. I forget which stock I was seeing it on. Just to show you. Yeah, right here. You see how I have this line drawn out? So we had this big run, and then on the pullback, the volume started to dry up. People started forgetting about it and stuff. It's called VCP, volume contraction. It's another important thing on charts. Let's go Clove. Clover is just an ugly chart. It's been beaten up by news. So if you do believe in the company, I mean, you can take longer term. You guys see, I had this bull flag drawn out from the last session. We had a huge run up. It was just consolidating sideways, letting the moving averages catch up. And then it tried to go again. And yeah, it just rejected. And then we got that Hindenburg news. They released a short report on it. And now it's just kind of going sideways until that news is settled. I don't think we see a big move out of this one. But if you do like the company, you looked into it and stuff, then you can take longer term options on this one. I have no problem with that. Okay, we'll go to Faye. The Faye chart I've shown like 6 times, but yeah. So this is the weekly chart on Faye. As you can see, since 2016, it's been basing under this level right here. So this $21 area, it's been basing under here since 2016, which is 5 years ago. And right now we got that huge volume that I already have circled because I've charted this for you guys like 6 times. And we got that huge volume, we got the breakout, and usually the bigger the base, the bigger the breakout. So that's my play on this one. That's why I grabbed leaps on it. That's why I called out leaps. We have a lot of time on them. And I do expect this one to go into the high 30s to $40 by the end of our leaps. What else was I gonna do? Okay, Ricky wants to see fibs. Let me show you on something else. So this is the financial market. So what I do in the morning as well with SPY and the financial market is you have to watch XLF whenever you're watching SPY, and you also have to watch QQQ. Let me show you. Yeah, so we have the overall market in the SPY, right? Then we have the XLF, which is a financial sector, and we have the tech sector. So when you're watching the market, you kind of have to keep an eye on all 3 of these because they're all heavily weighted in the SPY. So basically, if both the tech and the financials are dumping at the same time, there's a good chance that SPY is going to dump. If only financials are dumping and tech is ripping, then SPY, there's less chance of it dumping. It might go sideways. So basically what you do here is, you see this? This is how I use fibs sometimes. You go to the side here, you click fib retracements, you click the top of the dump, or you can even I'll click the high of the day, hold on. Just click the high of the day, you go to the bottom, and then you see how far the bounce came. So on SPY, we go from high to low, right? We see the bounce, it bounced up to just over the 0.5 fib. Okay, we'll go to the XLF, do the same thing. We'll draw the fibs from the high. Oh, what the hell is this? Uh-oh. That's colorful. I'll go to fib retracement right here. We'll go from the high to the low. We'll see financials almost bounced all the way up to the 0.786 fib. So financials bounced big. But then you look at the QQQ and it's a different story. So this is how I can tell you right now that financials are strong and QQQ is weak. See, I just drew the, look at the bounce barely even got past the 0.382 fibs. So you remember look at this is the financial sector. We almost bounced 78% to the fib level. The tech sector only bounced almost 38%. So that shows you that the tech sector is weaker than the financial sector. And if the financial sector wasn't as strong on the bounce, SPY would have dumped a lot further. So that's basically how I look at it. Go through NEO. Don't tell me you're still holding those NEO Lottos. Yeah, NEO looks fine. See, this is the demand area right here. This is support. We had this wedge. We got the wedge breakout. Nothing wrong with this chart at all. Bear volume was lower than the bull volume. It looks fine to me. There's like 70 messages left. Jesus Christ. Let's do go-go. All right, so yeah, Gogo's just been in this channel. You see, I identified this channel. I called out my trade and now I'm just sitting in it. I have a clear support right here, the retest of the channel. Look at this. This is perfect retest. And if you look at a weekly, it's just a weekly bull flag. Big move up on big volume, went sideways enough, let the moving averages catch up, and then ripped again. Gogo looks great. And there's a big short float on this one too. So once that short squeeze starts happening, this one can squeeze quick. I'm still holding all my calls that I called out in the group. VGZ. If I miss your ticker, I'm sorry, man. There's just like, every time I look at the thing, there's 60 new messages, so. Yeah. This one, I don't really see a good setup. Where I would buy this one is probably right here. Other than that, doesn't even look, yeah. Kind of retested the channel here. I like that actually. It retested the channel here. I would have bought it here, but up here, I'm not really, there's no real technical setup. If you know something about the company, then go for it. But for me, it's not really, it's a pretty random trade for me. Tanuj, so for volume, I love volume because that shows people are interested. Like if a lot of people are watching a certain company and a lot of volume comes in, that just shows buying interest. At the very basics of stocks, it's supply versus demand. Someone wants the stock and someone wants to sell the stock. If no one wants to sell the stock and more people want to buy it, the price goes up. So that's basically it on volume. And volume is very, very important. EXPC. Okay, this one's nice. This is a good call out, Riddles. Yeah, so we can just see. Like you guys will be able to start drawing these out by yourself after enough charting sessions, but you see just a huge move up, just consolidated. You see how far away it was from the moving average right here? It was at 1550 and the moving average is at 1230. So it just kind of went sideways, let the moving averages catch up, consolidated, and then broke the channel up. This one looks nice. If you got in today. Now, if you're looking for an entry on this one, I'd wait till it pulled back and retested this resistance of the channel. Give it a little bit of room with your stop loss and just wait to see what it does. If it breaks back underneath this resistance channel and the candle closes underneath here, I'd get out of it. BlackBerry. So BlackBerry, I called out the leaps as well. This one, it's actually a turnaround story. What happened was I loved BlackBerry here. And then Wall Street bets ruined everything for everyone, and it just went on this massive run. I was waiting for it to pull back. It pulled back to the moving averages, and then I think we jumped in leaps right here. So as you can see, it was pretty good timing. My leaps are still up. It just looks like it's reversing, but after this huge move up, huge move down, it just kind of needs to come back to equilibrium before it makes another move up or down. This one I'm not worried about at all. We have like a year on it. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Rishi. Thank you, guys. JKS. Yeah, you guys see how far behind I am? JKS, I think this one's a energy play. So when back here, see, this is why you have to watch the news too, man. Like, look at this back here. When they announced, when Biden started talking and he was like, oh, I like energy, I like electric vehicles, I like this, I like that. Look at this run. It's the same thing with weed stocks. They ran too when Biden was announced. This is actually a really, really good chart. So it had that massive run. Let's see if we can get a clean line on this. So you guys see, I kind of play around with the lines. They're not exact. As I told you, supports and resistances bend, but they don't break all the time. So what I would do on this one is right now it's right in the middle of the range. You could draw it like this. Maybe someone else sees it some other way. Like, I mean, this is how I see it, right? So this one's just going across. There's resistance. Obviously, a few days are an exception. It bounced over right here. It went over for a couple minutes here. It went under support here, but mostly there's buyers at the support and resistance. So this is a very beautiful chart. We had this huge run up. We went all the way from 22 all the way to 90 bucks. So obviously that big of a move, it needs to rest and consolidate for the next move up. So right now it's just kind of going sideways. If I was to take this trade, I would do this. So I would draw out my lines. I would go down here. I would right click. I would put add alert. So when it's on support, it would give me an alert. And then I would do another thing. I would put it up here on top of the resistance. I would right click and I'd add alert. So the two ways I would buy this one is either if it hits support and I could put my stop loss right underneath it, or if it broke resistance and I could put my stop loss right underneath it. So that's just how I trade. That's how I get the best risk to reward. But this is a really good chart, Sahaj. I hope I'm saying your name right. Sahaj. What we got next? Thanks, Fib extension. Cool guy Ricky, you made like 500K this week. You should give me Fib extension example. ZOM. Sorry, bro. There's a lot of messages. Kang. Kong.
Thanks, bro. Thanks.
Yeah, it's just another one of those. So look, you see, it's just too far gone, man. You needed to be watching this chart right here. Look how easy this entry is right here. So this is why I was going crazy the last 2 months, because there were so many entries, so many charts were set up perfectly. And just look, it's perfect wedge, perfect both leg, ripped on big volume, went straight up, got way too far away from the moving averages, pulled in, relaxed, and then it broke the wedge up. So you wanted to be buying this one at $1. You don't want to be buying it at $2.55 unless it goes completely sideways and lets this moving average catch up. There's not real setup here. This is where I'd be taking profits on this one. SLV. SLV, same thing, both leg pulled in, channel, break. No, it's just kind of sideways. Don't really see anything special on this one. Got this big pop on Wall Street Bets news or whatever. No, I don't really see a setup on this one at all. Nowhere to put your stop clearly. You'd have to put your stop all the way down here, which is way too far for me. It's too much a risk. Damn, Joseph. That's nice of you. OCGN we already did. AMT, MNF, yeah, MNF will do. This one's getting really tight. So this one's mushrooms. Obviously, there's so much mental health issues going on right now with the lockdown. I think psychedelics get less legalized everywhere. Right now, pot has all the, everyone's talking about weed right now, but mushrooms could be next. So on this one, I think you guys all know how good of an entry I have on this one. Around 60 cents. So I don't even really watch it anymore. When I time an entry like that on equity, like obviously if I bought this one at 60 cents down here and I'm up this much, I've already taken my profits. I've already sold what I wanted to sell and the rest I'm just holding forever. So that's just kind of how I play my equity plays because I have such a good price. I mean, there's no real point in selling anymore. It's never going to go down back to my price. This one right here, this is where I see the channel. So we had that big run up, bull flag, pulled back to the moving average, and now it's just kind of consolidating, waiting for the next move up. Same thing, I would set an alert down here. If you're looking to buy, I'd set an alert down here, and I'd set an alert up here. So whether it hits support, I can buy it and put my stop underneath it if I'm wrong. And whether it breaks resistance, I can put my stop underneath it. Are you going to talk about how many positions you have based on your account size? I'm a guy with a lot of positions and the 30K account. Okay, it's JB. So basically, I can't tell you because I don't know if I had 30K in a position, I wouldn't even care if it went to zero. But obviously, your whole account is 30K. I think Ricky would be the best one at risk management on this one. So I'm gonna let him talk to you after, because Ricky's like the master of risk management, in my opinion. SPY, XLF, QQQ. Should be doing this fibs every morning on the previous issue. So Rishi, all I do on that SPY, XLF, QQQ, you can add XLV to that one as well. That's a healthcare sector. And what you want to do is, so basically, yeah, so like I told you, the SPY is made up of all these big sectors. So the fib things I wouldn't worry about too much right now. Well, I mean, you're beginning, so you might need the fibs. But for me, I can just look at it and tell you what happened. Like you can look from here, it went all the way down and it only bounced till here, right? So you're leaving all this area right here that didn't happen in the bounce. It's like maybe 50%, just looking at it naked eye. And then you look at the XLF, it did do this big dump, but look how much it bounced. That's a lot less than 50% here. You know what I mean? So you can just tell XLF or financial sector was strong, and that's what held up the market today. Then you have QQQ. This is even less than 50%. You know what I mean? So XLF being so strong, QQQ being so weak, SPY was kind of somewhere right in the middle. So that's just basically how I do it. And I don't do it every single morning. I usually do it at the end of the day, or I'm watching it during the day as well. But I don't recommend you do that yet. You're just starting out. It's going to be way too much for you. Shop. Man, I'm so far behind. I can't even tell what you guys are laughing at, man. It's not fun. I like Discord better. Shopify, you can see I already have all these lines drawn out for you guys. Like I sent all these charts, man. All these charts were so perfect and now everything's just so parabolic. It's just very hard to like buy stuff up here for long term. I mean, you could have bought this off low risk, but look, like, what do you want to buy here? It's way too extended, basically, man. The buy was here at 1105, or the buy was here on the break of this little resistance here at 1200. And now the stock's trading at 1462. Like all these stocks are just screaming to pull back. And this charting session should show you something, because the amount of charts that I've checked so far that are extended is a lot. So that's just telling me in the back of my head, the market's ready for a pullback. Now, do we get it tomorrow? I don't know. Do we get it the day after? I don't know. But all these charts are just screaming in my face right now that we are way too overextended. Zomd I can do. Zomd wasn't really a chart play though, man. These pennies are very, very tricky. So you can see if you got an entry here, great. But I mean, I know J Daddy and a couple of my friends were buying down here. I think I had it and I sold it early and then I added it back. And yeah, I mean, I made a video and look at this. SEC probably gonna come knocking on my door. Let's go CNC. Oh, CNC. This one kind of looks nice. I think this is more of a, it's not extended, which I like.
I meant the other CNC, Canadian Nickel Company.
But this one's nicer. No, I'm kidding. I'll go over that one, don't worry. But look at this. Clear support, not extended. These are the kind of charts you want to be looking for. You know what I mean? You can play off a support. So technically speaking, you can draw some lines and you can play off of it. On those other charts you guys are sending me, there's nothing. It's too extended. There's nothing to do. This one actually looks really bullish. I like this one. So watch this. This is exactly what happened on NEO. I showed you guys this right here. Big bull move, flag. Okay. Big bull move, flag. So you just wait for it to run up, then it flags and you draw your line and you buy the break. That's it. Simple. This one, what are we looking at? This is a weekly too. Okay. Daily looks a little bit different. This one could be forming a cup and handle here soon. There is some resistance up here. Yeah, as you can see, it's forming the cup right now. So what I would expect on this one, if you want to watch for it, is it came all the way back up to the resistance. So what happens in this situation is, let me get off of this. Okay, so I went over this on Apple, but I'll go over it again because there's a lot of new people here. So what happens is this goes on this massive run up. A lot of people start, they start chasing, like they have FOMO. They're like, oh, the stock is going crazy. We can't miss out on it. You know, I have to get in it. So they start buying the stock up here. So when they start buying the stock at 290, they don't want to sell it for a loss because they're beginners. They're like, oh, I'll just hold it till it goes back up. So they wait months and months and months. And then it finally gets back up to their price and they sell it for no gain. That's just how people's mentality works, I guess. Like they hold it for months and then they sell it for no gain. So what should happen here, in my opinion, it might not happen, it might rip through, but we need to form a handle down here. So all the people that bought here, that are selling here, will form a handle here and it should break out. I'll show you a beautiful example of this. We went over this on the last charting session. You see, I'm not even drawing anything. This is Apple. It's exactly what we talked about last time. Everyone's getting FOMO. Apple's at all-time highs. It's a great company. It's not going anywhere. Let me buy it. So they buy here at 138. They wait from September all the way to the end of December. And then they sell it for the same price they bought it, just so they don't take a loss. Then we form this handle and it rips over the resistance. Now this was a failed breakout. You see how it broke over the previous resistance and then it pulled right back underneath. That's not what you want to see. Plus the market's really extended and a lot of stocks are going crazy and Apple is doing this. This is very bearish for the market overall. What are you doing? T, you want to take over, bro?
No, he probably won't. I'll ask him though. Just give me
There's
one
like
second.
150 messages here, bro. Who are you people?
No,
There's this many people in here.
no, that's okay. I mean, next time we'll just make the duration longer. I think from 8 to 10 is better instead of 9. because now that we're premium, we gotta take it. It's all good.
All right, I'm just gonna skip a few guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm skipping you on purpose.
It's all good. Tomorrow during the intraday, I can help you get the charts. No problem. We'll go around 11 o'clock. We'll do them live. It's okay.
Yeah, there's just a lot of messages here. Every time I scroll down, there's still 99 new messages. Okay. Actually, why do I keep saying 99? Okay, let's go XSPA. I seen that. 3rd time's a charm. I like that. All right, so XSPA, what do we have here? Jesus, what's going on here? What the hell is this thing? Oh, this is probably a mistake on TradingView. I don't think it was ever $3,200 a stock, but yeah. See, like I said, I like the bases, man. This is not a very clear base. It's very like up, down, up, down, up, down. Daily looks decent. Same thing, you got that bull flag. You got that big move up and then consolidated on low volume, rip through. Now it's just going. Again, it's kind of extended again, man. It's like the stock's at 310 and the moving average 236. I'd want to see it pull back or go sideways a little bit. Let the moving averages catch up like this. I want to see the moving averages catch up. And then I want to see it rip through this high right here. Other than that, I don't see an entry on this one right now. Yeah, so I just want to see sideways or a little bit down. I want to see the moving averages catch up, both of them, because they are kind of wide spread apart from each other. I want to see these catch up, and then I want to see a breakout with volume over this high right here, 333. Other than that, I don't really see anything. I think we have an SQ. I've seen an SQ somewhere. I'm sorry if I missed your stock, guys. Just a lot of messages. SQ, so I think we called it out here. So this is a perfect example. So we have this massive run up, right? This is a super uptrend, like perfect uptrend. Very strong stock, everything's good. And then on our first pullback, we got this support made. So I called this support, I drew out the support line, and right here, it matched up with the support line perfectly. It bounced right off the support line. What happened was this day right here, it shook out everyone. So everyone that trades like me with low risk and high reward, I put my stop loss here. It takes out my high risk, takes out my stop loss, and then it continues over the support line. This will happen. This is inevitable. Inevitable. I don't know what the fuck. It's too late. Yeah, so this happens. It doesn't matter. It happens once or twice, but it'll save you in the long run. I promise you, stop losses are very important, especially on equity. So right now, again, it's just a little extended from the moving average, just kind of waiting for it to go sideways, let these things catch up, and then we'll see if it gets higher. Let's see what else we have. CRSR. Okay, I think this is the last chart that I'll go over, and then I'll just answer a couple questions and we'll call it a night. I'm really tired, guys. I'm sorry. Didn't sleep much last night. So CSR. Pretty clean chart. Like there's an up channel right here. I kind of like it. So right now it's just sitting right in the middle. It's the same thing. When I draw out my channels, I told you guys, I either buy off support or I buy through resistance. And when it's right in the middle of the channel, there's not really a trade on it. I would just set my alert here and I'd set my alert here and just wait for my entry. Let the trades come to you. You don't have to ever have to force a trade. All good, Wasim. Okay, do you set up stop losses based on the alerts or the actual order? So Rishi, like I told you, like I don't want to be in this trade if it breaks below the channel line. So what I will do is I'll set an alert right at the channel line. And then if my alert goes off, I'll pull up the chart quick. And yeah, I'll pull up my chart quick. And if it broke through my support line with volume, then I'll go and sell it in my broker. Tilray hedge funds are squeezing. Could you talk about that again? Okay, so I'll go over Tilray again. This is actually really interesting. You guys will learn something. So basically what happens with this, let's do this one. So it's almost the exact same thing that happens with GME. So what I want to tell you on Tilray, I'll just go over it again. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so Tilray just, so I think yesterday or 2 days ago, the option strikes only went up to $42 on this one. So when the stock's at $45 and the highest option is $42, everyone's making money on those calls. So what the market makers have to do is they have to write higher strikes on these contracts. So today, I believe they wrote $60 strikes, $65 strikes, $70 strikes, right? When you buy that call option, you're buying it from most likely you're buying it from a market maker. So what market makers have to do is, like say, how do I explain this without writing it down? Say they write $70 call options. Whenever a market maker writes a call option that you can buy, like say they wrote $60 call options for Tilray for Friday, and you buy that $60 Tilray option, they have to protect themselves just in case it rips and you make money off them. So what they do is they buy the underlying stock, which means they buy equity on Tilray and then they issue options of the higher strikes on Tilray to basically protect themselves. So that's how market makers always write call options. They will always buy the underlying stock to protect themselves and hedge, just in case you're right and they're wrong. 821, 1226. Can you explain what that means? No problem, Furkan. Shiva 821, 1220. Yeah, so those are just different people have different preferences on charts. Like I personally, I don't even care. Like moving averages, they're all like the same to me. I use the 1226 sometimes, I use the 821 sometimes. They're all almost the same. You just go up here where this F is, you click it, and then you just type in whatever you want. Like if you want a 1226, click like right here, 1226. 1226, 50, 500. You want a lot of moving averages, you can have a lot of moving averages. If you launch your chart cleaner, you can have less. And you see I put this EMA 12, 26, 50, and 100. And then if you go off, you can just see the colors. So the yellow is the 12-day moving average, orange is the 26-day, 50-day, and 200-day, just based on the different colors. As you can see, they're pretty much in the same area. Like it's super extended. No problem. All right, any other questions? Okay, thank you guys. I'm sorry if I skipped your chart. I didn't mean to. There was a lot of questions. Have a good night, guys. See you guys tomorrow.
Thanks, LB.
Thanks,
Good night,
man.
bro.
Good night.
Thank you, LB.